that we're going to be discussing is the brand new Luke Combs album, The Way I Am. The Way I Am is the sixth studio album by American country singer Luke Combs. It was released on March 20th, 2026. Eric, I'm surprised this is the sixth studio album by Luke Combs. I thought he's been around for 20 years.
No, he is not. He's actually pretty like new. I would say he's maturing into the country
Oh,
artist.
okay.
So
So, preamble. I've never listened to Luke Combs anything. I've listened to his cover of Fast Car. That's basically as far as I've gotten with Luke Combs. So I'm going to be enlightened today on this man.
I speaking of Fast Car, it's funny when he covered that song. Like I thought it was a good cover,
Mm-hmm.
um, and a lot of people like. And I think I mentioned this before on an episode about it, but like he really loved the artist Chapman,
Mm-hmm.
Tracy
Trace
Chapman.
Chart, yep.
Yeah, Tracy Chapman. Really loved the artist, and it was like a dream come true when he got to play with Tracy Chapman on the Country
Mm,
Music Awards. Like it was like his all-time accomplishment, and he was so giddy about the performance because he idolized
that's
this
pretty
artist,
cool.
right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right, which I thought was really cool, and it was very humbling for him. Like it really showed a different like Luke Combs for me,
Mm,
because like the songs that he's come out with are very like I wouldn't say juvenile, but he's got like his songs aren't like mature country songs. Like he does have some good ones. Like he has the one about winning the lottery, and then it's like and then he breaks up with his girlfriend as no his ex wife leaves him,
okay.
and then he wins the lottery, and then he just starts like winning all this stuff, and he gets like an even hotter girl, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
Got it.
he's very clever songwriter, but for the most part, I would say a lot of people associate him with like Fast Car or whatever, right? So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting a call from somebody. I don't know who the hell
Oh,
this is. I
shit.
just could cancel this.
Emergency. Emergency.
It's no, it's not an emergency. It's probably the CRA saying I owe a lot of money.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's scammers.
Mm,
Um, sorry, I got distracted with my. Oh yeah, so Fast Car. I
yep.
want to talk about this song because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I love Luke Combs because I love Fast Car." Like he made this song great,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it's like,
I hate
and
that.
it's just annoying because it's like, okay, I don't think you know the context of the song, but yeah, this album, um, I like the album a lot. However, I think it's way too long.
Oh, you're
Um, I think it's way too long. 22 songs is insane.
22 songs, 73 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah. So his previous albums, which I have listened to because I do like Luke Combs. I want to like him. I want to
Okay.
like him to the point where I'm like, I think if he came like he's at the point where it's like, do I really want to see him live? I don't know. Right.
Okay. Okay.
Because I do like a lot of his music. I do. But this is the first album where I actually felt like I connected with him a lot.
Oh.
And I think he was just his songwriting capability has gotten way better with his like his lyrics. Um, and it's just felt more country to me. Like not that now a lot of you Luke Combs fans are gonna be like, he is country, and I understand that, but it's like going back to like it's almost like he's found his roots in country music. That's where I feel like this album places it.
Mm,
But I have trouble with it because it's like the album's just too damn long. If they picked like 12 songs off this album, I think I would be giving it a 10 out of 10.
oh. Wow. That high,
Yeah.
eh? We could get into the final ratings at the
Mhm.
end. But so wait, just for my own context. So like I guess before to this album, like his sort of discography in general, was it more like the 90s like stadium country type of songs where it was like
Yes.
party all the time and like
Mhm.
cowboys and all that stuff?
Yeah.
rather than like a Hank Williams like senior type of like folksy country.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
don't get me wrong, he does have those songs in his catalog, like, but they're fewer far between. Like you can tell the songs like the very first opener of the album,
Back in the saddle.
Back in the Saddle. Like that song is like an opener for a tour, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna be blazing that with like fireworks and everything,
Yeah.
right? But then you have like a song like 15 minutes, which is a very
Mm,
like heartfelt song, you know, like
yep.
it's really like, and I feel like that's where a lot of country artists, it's like I felt like he was more in the category of just the stadium, just playing live shows and just getting money. Whereas now it's like, you know what, he's actually in it for the music. And ever since when he did that cover of Fast Car, he slowly started coming into that more.
Oh, okay.
I am like writing my country music, and I'm sure he writes all his stuff, but it just seemed a little bit more authentic, I guess I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe before it was more trying to appeal to the masses, and this seems
Yes,
more just like writing for himself type of thing.
that's where I felt
Mm,
this album
okay.
had that place.
I
So
could I could see that. So like I'm just gonna say I did not like this album listening to it. Most of it stems down to it being way too long. Like
Mhm,
at a certain point it became a grind to try to get through this thing. And by the last track 22, I stopped halfway through the song because I just could not I could not listen to this man anymore because it was just too long.
mhm,
It was veering on that double album curse of it. Like the
mhm,
point of the album was just like meandering, and I like yeah, that was why I disliked the album so much. The second point why I disliked this album, there are way too many ballads.
mhm,
Really like track 1, I really like track 2, and then track 3 was like a sort of ballad type of thing, but you know, from track 3 to 22, it's like I want to say 70-75% ballad songs.
mhm,
And you pointing out that this seems more like a songwriter type of album, I think makes more sense to me now. It gives it more context for
mhm.
me because I'm like, damn, this guy just sings like really like slow, mid-tempo, sad songs all the
Mhm.
time. I thought this guy was a party guy. so
He is. He definitely is a party guy,
so I
for
was
sure.
like, this is like not what I was expecting from this album.
Mhm,
So like that threw me for a loop because I was really expecting track 1 and 2 to be like the rest of the album. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get like a Nickelback
mhm.
type of album. But I really like 15 minutes. Like don't get me wrong. I like
Mhm,
the ballads on this album were good. I just thought at 22 tracks and more than half of it's
mhm.
ballads, I was like, this is too much. This is way too much.
It is way too much. What did you think of the song "Evermine" with Alison Krauss?
Ooh, I actually like that one. Alison Krauss I thought was
Mhm,
really good on this one. But again, like I thought all the songs were like they were all good, but in combination, it was like holy
mhm.
crap, I need to get through all of this.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of ballads in this song for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I really think like cuz now I can't remember with his last albums, and I'm sure the crazy fans are going to correct us, but I don't think he tracks in like I'm just going through his albums here and they're all long albums. They're all pretty long albums, Kev.
Really? So they're all like
Yeah.
20
Oh,
plus.
Father and Sons was 12. Father and Sons was
Okay.
12.
That's a bit more
This
recent.
one was 18 songs.
Damn.
Um yeah, so it looks like he's on the higher end of stuff. Which it comes into that I guess the big problem is it just sounds very manufactured to a point,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So like his other song, and I'm speaking this on behalf of what I've listened to. Um, this album did not sound manufactured. However, it was still long because like you're right. When you're listening to this album, I felt many times I was like, "This is like, are we still listening to the same album?" Or, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then the problem with this is that it starts almost blending in together too, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I thought we listened to this song before, but
Yeah.
um, maybe it's just our brains and the way we're wired.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
I do think that if he reduced the songs, maybe max 14,
Yeah.
it would be a 10 out of 10 for me for this one.
Mm. Yeah, because even listening to it, like I kept looking at my phone or like my desktop, like whatever I was listening to it on, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Holy shit, we're still only halfway through this album." Like, there were multiple times through the listens of this, I was like, "We're not even close. We're not even close to the last track. What's taking
Mhm.
so long?" And then at a certain point, I was thinking, maybe he's just putting out volume because like he's hoping that two or three of the 22 tracks actually like go viral and become
Mhm.
number one hits. So maybe it's a numbers game, which I was like, I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not a fan of that. But that's all just conjecture. But like, yeah, that was the big problem I had with this album as a whole. It was way too many ballads, and it was just like way too many songs. And I'm sure the hardcore like Luke Combs fans would love this, but I feel like if you just split this into two albums, like
Mhm.
release this at the beginning of the year and then release the other half at the end of the year, I think it would have been a much easier listen
Mhm.
than trying to jam this all into one album.
Exactly. No, I agree. I definitely agree. I do think after Evermine, I think he should like, and it just because he's done covers with female artists like country artists before, but I
Mm.
think that he needs a female singer to contrast his voice because
Mm.
I really liked the contrast between the two of them in that song. And it doesn't have to be Alison Krauss. It could be anybody that sounds similar to her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what he's missing in his songs. And I think he needs just
A
that just
female,
contrast. Yeah.
a female vote. Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah, yeah.
backup vocalist. It's not
Oh
like a
yeah.
leader, like
Oh,
lead singer,
oh, I'm so
right?
glad you brought this up. What's up with his voice on this album? It's his harmonies that he does. Like,
Hmm.
why is there so much reverb and chorus on his vocals all the time? It's
I couldn't tell you.
it's to the point where I'm just like, why are there no clean vocals on this record? Like zero.
Hmm.
Why doesn't he just give me a single line for the verse? Like one take for the verse. That's all I ask. But
Hmm.
through the whole thing, I was like, there's so much processing. There are so many like double, triple, quadruple takes just layered on top of his vocals
Hmm.
all the time. That started to annoy me also.
Hmm.
Because like he has a good voice. He has a good, deep, gravelly voice. But like, holy
He
shit.
does.
I was
Yeah.
just like, why? Why are there so many takes just jumbled up in here? Like,
Hmm.
it was really
And
annoying.
I think that's where his previous songs like also got me too a lot because it was like it was that manufactured sound,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, like it was to the point where there were so many like doubling and tripling of lines that I was like, is this auto tune? And if you listen
Hmm.
closely, it doesn't seem like autotune. It's just like tripling, quadrupling of lines. But it was like to the point where it's starting to sound robotic, and I was
Hmm.
like, "This is very annoying. This is for
Hmm.
every song. This is really annoying." So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think the songwriting's there. I really enjoyed some of the stories in here. Even like Daytona 499, as ridiculous as that song was,
Yeah,
I thought the stories like I could picture them. I was like, yeah, this is country music. This is like the
exactly.
lyrics can tell me a story and I could picture in my mind and I get it. But
100%. The whiskey, small town,
yes,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
oh, love and heartbreak.
yeah.
It's typical country, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like wish upon a whiskey, like ridiculous, like a
Yeah.
ridiculous concept for a song. But I got it. I like it was a
Mhm,
story that was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool take on that.
mhm,
But like, I don't know. It's just at a certain point, I was just like, I need to get through this album. Just like speed it up,
mhm.
please.
Exactly. It is definitely long for sure.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Final thoughts and ratings. What are you gonna give this one?
Ah, man, like I want to like Luke Combs so bad, and like listening to this, I was like, I think I'm gonna give it a high score, but not talking about it more. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. A
Oh,
7 out of 10.
okay.
I was planning on coming in here and giving it an 8, because
Mm.
it was just too long, and then there are songs that you could just get rid of, and you could really have a perfect album in this. Where I don't know why he wants to have all these songs jumbled into the album. Like,
Yeah, there was no need for it. Like it's not even like a through. It's not even like an epic tale like going through all these songs and they're all
mhm.
connected. I would get that if it was 22 tracks and they're somehow all connected, telling a story from front to back. Fine, I get that. But it's just like random stories that you just put together. So wow, you gave it a 7A. I'm gonna feel bad about this, but I'm gonna give this album a 4.
Oh, damn.
And
Okay.
that's not an
Mhm.
indictment of these individual songs themselves, because I thought all the songs for the most part were good to great songs. um but it's just the combination of it and purely the album itself and how it was constructed. It's
Mhm.
For me it's unlistenable as an album.
Mhm.
The songs I thought were good, but the album itself is unlistenable for me. So
Mhm.
that's and I'm purely grading this on an album basis, so that's why I'm gonna give it a 4. So all you
That is fair. That is fair.
hardcore Luke Combs fans out there, I mean, bring bring the hate comments, because
Mhm.
that's I do feel bad giving this album a 4 because I do think the songs are good, but the
Mhm.
album itself was a struggle for me. All right, that's our discussion on The Way I Am by Luke Combs. For those of you who are following along with us every single week, the album that we are going to be discussing is the brand new Flea solo album, uh, Honura? Honura. Maybe the H is silent.
Honora, yeah. Maybe
Honura or
Honora.
Honura?
I don't know.
It's
Something
something.
very flea.
Yeah, I'm sure Flea will never explain how to what this means, or like what it is. Like he'll never
Mhm.
explain it because in his
See, I feel
mind,
like people are gonna be misled by this album cover because they're
oh
gonna
yeah,
think it's her. That's Flea,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a misleading album cover.
Mhm.
Whatever he's put together, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a crazy adventure. He's gonna start talking
Mhm.
about tigers at some point, and
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Tiger Blood
yeah.
turn into Charlie Sheen.
So yeah, that's the album that we'll be discussing next week, and that's it for the podcast for another week. This is the Crossroads Music Podcast. We're live here at twitch.tv/the Crossroads Music Podcast. We're live here every 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. PT. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places where you get your podcasts, and the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, that's where you can write your fan mail to us, and we'll read it live on stream. Um,
Which is my favorite part of the show.
and we will debate all the hate
Mhm.
comments that we receive because we find them funny.
I yeah, that's how can you not? How can you not just find them funny?
Yeah, it's a highlight of my week.
Mhm.
But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time.